So in today's video, I want to talk about your dark side. So we have all sorts of expressions. We have our good side, which is what we tend to want to show to the world. This is the side of us that we think is the better side of ourselves, that is honorable, that is worthy of being shown, that people will respect us for and congratulate us for and see our worth in. And we're proud of this side of ourselves. We want to express our good side. We want people to see us as good. But the truth is that we all have a dark side. We all have a side of ourselves that is perhaps taboo or not socially acceptable. A side of ourselves that we can be ashamed of or embarrassed of, that we don't want anyone to see because we fear being ridiculed for it, or we fear being ostracized, or we fear being, abandoned. And these are valid fears because they happen all the time. But your dark side isn't necessarily bad. It isn't bad. And it isn't any worse than your good side. Your dark side is just as valid as your good side. And it requires expression. And if you are only willing to express your good side, well, that leads to a great imbalance because your dark side requires expression. Because it's just as much a part of you as your good side. And so, are you being conscious of expressing your dark side, or are you suppressing those aspects of yourself in order to avert negative reactions from other people? Because if you're suppressing your dark side, if you're not consciously expressing it, that side of yourself is still there and it will bleed out in all sorts of unexpected and often very deprecating ways. So it is still going to be expressed, but you're not going to be conscious of how it's being expressed, and it's going to be expressed in ways that are detrimental to you. So when I talk about your dark side, I'm not necessarily referring to something that's evil or something that is bad or something that is malevolent. I'm not referring to your dark side as that. Your dark side is simply the aspects of yourself that are not socially acceptable, that are taboo, that society says are wrong. And so these aspects of yourself, well, they can be expressed and they should be expressed. And if you express them, well, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. And you're going to be able to channel them often into creative pursuits. And those pursuits maybe they're not going to be understood right away, but people will respect you for them. Because they'll see the authenticity, they'll see how genuine they are a part of yourself, and therefore they will see that you're being brave and you are being honest in a way that they aren't. And that is very attractive. And that is very courageous and respectable. That you were the person that was willing to go against the grain and express these aspects of yourself even though everyone else told you not to, or even though everyone else was too scared to. See, this is why artists are so admired after they die. Because people realize that their works of art were courage. They were courageous enough to express themselves in a way that no one else was able to. See, everyone has the capacity to express themselves. Everyone has the capacity to reveal and express their dark side, but very few people do. And this is because of the social stigma. But those who do express their dark side, well, they're often revered because they are actually being more authentic and more balanced, because they don't see their dark side as bad. They see it as a valid part of themselves that needs expression. It needs to be channeled. It needs some sort of template or canvas of expression. It needs some sort of avenue of expression, because otherwise the energies will just dwell and stagnate within yourself, and they won't have an outlet, and then all of a sudden they will just explode in an unexpected and unintentional way that will often be detrimental to you. And so it's much perhaps preferable to be consciously aware of your dark side. What are the parts of you that people have said are wrong or should not be revealed, and find ways to express them? I mean, I'm not advocating for people to be rebellious or like overly antisocial or overly extreme in their representation of these aspects. But I'm just saying, definitely express your good side. Do not negate your good side. Do not favor your dark side over your good side, but rather find a balanced approach where you express your good side, you understand and acknowledge the importance of your good side, but you also acknowledge the importance of your dark side and find ways to express it just as much as you express your good side. And you'll find that you become a much more balanced and realized version of yourself than somebody who only wants to appear as good, somebody who fears being perceived as bad or wrong or weird or strange, somebody who only wants to appear in one light, well, they are not being authentic, because there's a whole other side of them that is being repressed, that is not being presented to the world. So anybody who interacts with this person, they're only getting one side of the story. So if you enter into a relationship with this person, well, eventually this other side of them is going to bleed out, and you're going to be shocked when it happens, because you're not going to anticipate it, because you've only been presented this one side of the person. You weren't even aware of this other side. So this also leads to relationship difficulties. It leads to all sorts of traumatic events, because if we aren't honest up front, the universe will force us to be honest eventually. And it will often do this with very difficult situations. So this video is simply a call to honor both sides of yourself, to witness both sides, and to see the value in both sides, to find outlets of expression for both sides, and to be okay with that, and to not constantly defer to other people's opinions on what should and should not be expressed. Because when you do that, you're not honoring yourself. You are honoring somebody else's perspective of what it means to be human. And if we are to be empowered, and if we are to be the truest reflection of who we are, then we must acknowledge and present both sides of ourselves. So I hope this video was helpful. Please give it a like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more content. Bye.